Hi, I'm going to walk you through how to get to your classes online. So you've signed into your student portal. Now it's time to go log into your classes. To get there, you're going to choose Online Curriculum Connect, and then you're going to choose OdysseyWare. OdysseyWare is where your online classes are located. So go ahead and click on OdysseyWare. It's going to open up the OdysseyWare launcher. And for the very first time when you sign into OdysseyWare, it's going to give you this end user license agreement. Just go ahead and click this box, I agree to these terms and conditions, and then choose Let's Get Started. It's then going to bring you to your OdysseyWare page. This is where you're going to access your classes, find your assignments, check your grades and progress. Pretty much anything you're going to do with your online learning is going to take place in your OdysseyWare classes. So there's a couple things to look at here. We'll always start with this orientation video. You're welcome to watch this orientation video, but just keep in mind that some of the information is designed for all online learners, not just online learners at CalPAC. So the information might be a little bit different. There also have some navigation tools at the top here. You have a light bulb that says Learn. This is where you're going to access your courses. You have a messages feature. This is where you can see messages from your teacher. And then a help icon. And the help icon takes you to the orientation page. You have an FAQ section and a resource section. You also have the OdysseyWare technical support number in case you need help with something going on in your OdysseyWare classes. But the main place you're going to go is to the Learn section because that's where your classes are located. Once you click on the Learn light bulb, it takes you to your assignments page. Now, this assignments tab is really useful if you are good about staying on top of your due dates and you just want to see what's next, what's assigned next to you in your classes. And you'll see that you have two options here. Lessons, quizzes, and tests will always show up in order in which they're due. So they'll always show up with the earliest due date, and then each day they'll be more there for you. And then you might also see a project. Projects show up earlier than when they are actually due to give you more time to work on them. So just pay attention to those two dates there. Now, this is a good page if you just want to move right on to the next activity you have to complete. All you have to do is click on the lesson or whatever it might be here, and it will open it up. And that's good for jumping right in and getting started with your assignment. Now you can always navigate back by using either of these tabs here. And I'm going to go ahead and take us back because I want to talk about the Courses tab before we actually look at your assignments. So again, the assignment tabs where you land when you click on the Learn light bulb. It's good for just jumping right into that next activity. However, I think it's best for students to go to the Courses tab. And so all you're going to do is go ahead and click on the courses, or you can click on these arrows to get there. And what I like about the Courses tab is it shows you your progress, your grades, and whether or not you are on track. So this is really important for helping you see how you're doing in your classes before you actually get started on the work so that you know where you're at. And I also want to point out two grades that you're going to see. You have your current score, which this one's good for seeing how you're doing on work you've actually completed. And then you also have your score to date. And the score to date is the grade that matters the most because this is the grade that goes on your report card and is the grade that is the most accurate. Because if you ever fall behind on your work, it counts any zeros for those assignments until you turn them in. So the score to date grade is the one that matters and is the one that your teacher is going to tell you that you have in the class. You then have your progress bar, which shows you how much of the class you have completed so far. And then this pacing icon, which tells you whether you're on track or not on track. So right now we're on track because the class has just started. We haven't completed anything yet. We're looking pretty good here. And this is what it's going to look like for you when you first sign in too. And you always want this to be a gray check. You always want this pacing to stay on track because that means you're doing exactly what you need to do. If for some reason you don't turn something in by its due date, you're going to start to see some lessons show up here that shows you how many lessons you are behind. And that's helpful for getting you caught up because it's going to show you, oh, well, you are 5 assignments behind. So I'm going to have to do extra work to get caught up in that class. Some other nice things about this page are the assignments per day. This is how many assignments you should be doing per day in the class to stay on target to finish it by the end of the semester. So as long as you're doing what it says here, assignments per day, you will finish it by the time the semester ends. You can see how many total assignments you have in the class to complete. And this will go down with every assignment you complete. And then days remaining in the semester. How many days are remaining to complete all of the work? So this is a really good view to look at every time you sign into your classes so you know where you're at in the class. You can also click on this little black arrow here, and it's going to open up all of the units you have for the semester in that class. And you'll show you here your progress in completing that unit and the score you got on that unit. And the reason why it's important to see these scores is because each unit is averaged against each other. So let's say I got a 90% on this unit, an 80% on this unit, another 90%. Those unit scores are going to be averaged together to give you your score to date in the class, to give you your total grade in the class. So keep that in mind. However you score on a unit, that's going to be averaged together to give you the total grade in the class. And again, you can see your progress. Hopefully this is 100% once you get done with those due dates. Go ahead and click on the arrow again, and it's going to open up all of the assignments in that unit. And it shows you their due dates as well. So this is helpful for you planning out your week. If you want to see what's going on for the week, this helps you plan it out. And you can go ahead and jump into a lesson from here. So again, I like doing the courses to get the big picture of how I'm doing. I can see each unit. I can see all the activities in that unit to make sure I'm completing all of them. And then I can move into my assignments. And to get started with an assignment, you have to work in order. So you do have to go in order. And then once you complete these, you'll see that you get a submitted date, a graded date, and a score on it. So let's go ahead and do that right now. I'm going to go ahead and click on that lesson. It's going to open it up for me. I see that I have some information to read here. So I'm going to read all this information. I can use any of the tools over here to help me. I can also take notes by just clicking into this blank space next to something. I can take a note there. And I can scroll down. So I have all this information to read. And then when I get to the bottom, it's going to ask you what you like to do. So you can go ahead and say, yep, I'm ready to work on my questions. It's going to take you to the questions in this part of the lesson. You're going to answer all of these questions in the box. And if you ever need help with something, you can go ahead and click this Ask for Help icon. And it's going to open up a message where you can write your teacher directly. You can say, I don't understand what to do here. And by doing that, it's going to alert your teacher that you need help there, send them a message, and they can go ahead and respond right to you and get you the help you need. Now, once you complete this, let's say you're going to follow directions. So for this one, I'm going to copy this entire statement here and paste it into the box. Fill it in with my name, Jane Student. You're going to want to do this with your parent so that they can be there with you. So I have my parent with me. Add a parent and today's date. Okay, once I have all those things filled in, I can go down here and hit turn it in. It's going to ask you to double check you're ready to turn it in. Hit yes. And then look at that. It's going to give you this alert here. If it's something that does not need the teacher to grade it, it will give you the score. If it is something that requires a teacher to grade it, it's going to show that you got 0 out of 0 because it's waiting for the teacher to grade it. So don't freak out if you see this right away because the teacher needs to grade it. Now, if you did need another attempt on it, you wanted to try it again, you can hit this try it again, or you can go ahead and go back to assignments or click keep going to get this assignment completed. So I click my assignments, it's going to take me back to that first page we saw when we logged in. We can go ahead and move on to the next assignment, or again, go back to courses and check my progress. And that is it for logging into OdysseyWare from your student portal, Online Curriculum Connect. Click on OdysseyWare, jump in, go to the Learn icon, click on the assignment you want to work on, or go to courses and review your progress in that class, and get started. Keep track of those due dates. It's really important you keep track of those due dates. The pacing guide is going to be sent to you by your teacher. If you have any questions about that, you can ask your teacher. Or you can always find those due dates again by going into each unit and looking at the due dates for those assignments. And that is it for logging in. We're going to go ahead and look at all of the individual tools and some other features of OdysseyWare next.